Hello, hello, hello. I gotta tell you, I'm always humbled when I come in and there's just people in the chat already. Hi. Hello, lovelies. All right, so today we are here to do the water signs, starting with Pisces. I'm going to be looking into like March's energy, kind of creeping in, peeking into what April may look like. Because I don't believe in like fear mongering, but also I'm truthful. I just want to say, so March has a lot of shifts, and I think we palpably feel those around us, and we're going to palpably feel those in like the triggers of other people. So anyone who has a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of feeling like they're under the microscope, I feel like especially those people, and people who don't like the way things are going or are not open to change, you might feel shifts in their energy as well. So it won't just be the collective energy that you'll feel the shift, the difference in. You may feel a difference just in your environment. I was very busy this morning, so you have a moisturizer only Suzzy today with my hair up in a clip. But so I'm really interested to look into these energies of March, especially for Cancer, because Capricorn is that opposite sign, and while it can create balance in personal relationships, sometimes even Cancers feel a little depleted during Capricorn season, or feel like they can have the most struggle during Capricorn season. So with Pluto kicking and screaming for air as it moves out, y'all may be feeling that Pisces has Saturn in it, and Scorpio is going to be overdue for some relief between the nodal axis and the Saturn and Aquarius squaring it, and Uranus opposing it. So I'm super interested in these water energies today. And okay. So, well, okay, so somebody said that only God can see the future. I think that it's myopic to think that universe, one consciousness, energy, love, however you see that, any kind of unconditional love should not be ordained and baptized in fear, and the closed-mindedness of saying, if you do one, then you shun the other, in my humble opinion. So if you feel like what I'm doing is blasphemy, probably not the community for you. But certainly you are welcome to your opinion. When we have First Amendment rights being trampled all over, people not being able to express themselves or feel loved, or having their children taken away, or Jim Crow laws coming back, and book banning, I am all for the First Amendment right. So you are welcome to stay and be miserable if you want, and say, as long as it's not harmful to the community, good for you. All right, so tarot. Hi, Dana and Samantha and Juan and Neela. And I think I saw Moanne and Shelby. Hi, Doretha. I hope you all are doing well. Hi, Nikki. Okay, so yeah, I'm feeling Let's go full on heathen. I'm feeling the druid tarot. You're not going to upset me or make me defensive. It's probably just going to make me giggle. So we're going to be looking into the energies that you're just kind of coming out of. Maybe the energies that February left you with, or maybe the energies that the whole last year has left you with. We're going to be looking into what energy may have been surrounding you as we find you in this moment. And this moment is whenever this video finds you. That's when your guides got you to it, because there's something in it for you. And then we're going to look into the energy that's available to you now. And then we're going to look into what's possibly coming up. And we're going to look at you, and we're going to look at other. And other doesn't have to be romantic interest. It certainly can be the person on your mind, the person that that you're, interested in, but it's whatever other energy is most affecting your energy, the thing that you're thinking about the most, the thing that like affects your decision making a little bit, or your emotional and mental state, spiritual state, all of that. Whatever is intersecting with your energy enough, that's other. So it could also be, trying not to push off the table here. I always do this, and then I pick the huge cards. Hi, Jupiter Jazz. Yeah, so also the Cancer, that's a great question, Shelby. So this is also great if you have any 12th house placements, 12th house North Node. But honestly, if you're here, like Jupiter Jazz said, your guides are probably taking you here. Either someone, it doesn't even have to be me. It could be somebody in the comments that says something that makes you feel less alone, or it could be a message that you're meant to hear. But certainly any kind of 12th house or Pisces placements you have. And in the same regard, if you're hearing something and you are a Pisces and you're like, that doesn't fit, then don't try to make it fit. Okay. These cards are a little harder to get jumpers with, but we will do it. We are determined. I am tenacious. Okay. Right away, Pisces, and I think this might have come up for you the last time. We have you possibly coming out of Hermit energy. And we are still in Pisces season. So, I'm feeling a sense of like externally social, but internally quiet. If that makes sense. Hello, alien. If that makes sense, then feel free to comment. But I'm feeling externally jubilant or optimistic or social, and internally a little bit more quiet. By the way, we're just going to call back all of our power and reject any negative energy that's being sent to us. I'm going to do that, and I welcome all of you to do that too. Just calling back your power from anyone using it with or without your permission, and rejecting any negative energies, especially anything sent to you. You can just let that bounce back like a wrong email address and wrap it in love and light and send it on back. Okay. In others energy, we have the Empress upside down, which is very interesting. So somebody might not feel in their power. This is also a very pregnant Empress card, which I will show you in a minute. And so, or is that the High Priestess? It's called the Lady. Wait, no, it's number 3. It's the High Priestess, not the Empress. It's the High Priestess and upside down. Which really, she should not. So this is why I love using different decks, because it opens up different interpretations. So, yeah, it's the 3rd card. So that should be the High Priestess. However, what I find interesting is that she is illustrated much like the Empress on here. She's in reverse. So your person could feel like something was full of possibility, not feeling themselves. The other energy here. And of course, this could be you trying to step into a new version of yourself, or trying to leave a new version or an old version of yourself. Toodles. Okay. Of an old version you're trying to shed. When I see this card upside down, to me, that is something that felt like it was pregnant with possibility. That means it felt like it was something that this other energy felt like it was going to be everything. And the thing is they may feel really thrown off, because it feels a little bit like they really felt that. In every sense of the word, that they felt like this exchange was going to lead them to something that's been missing. And now they're not feeling that way, whether it's disappointment, or they're feeling a lack of self-esteem, or they have pulled back. Very interesting. We do clarify some of these cards. In the center, the alchemy, I always do a line in the middle. That is the alchemic reaction. So often, for a million different reasons, people aren't fully transparent with us. And so we're kind of reading off of an energy rather than acting off exactly what somebody said, because we're vibing something different than what their words are saying, or there's just a sense of picking up on an energy, and sometimes it's that somebody's completely out of contact, so we have to read into their energy. Or they're passive aggressive when they speak, and we have to read into their energy. But there's this alchemic line. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So what's interesting is whether this is somewhat like of a little bit of an ego death, or them separating. And again, this could be you trying to step into a higher version of yourself. For some of you, that's going to be what this is, this other. And this could be trying to separate. They're showing me like unpasteurized milk, how the cream will separate from the rest. And they're showing me for some people, either the other energy being a separate entity, or you battling with you. The separation between what is manifestation, positive thinking, making goals for myself, and what's complete. Because we're supposed to manifest like we're already there. And then where's the line? Because it feels fuzzy. It's Pisces, right? So that line isn't a hard line. It's cotton candy line. Where is the line between that and then getting so caught up with this is the only outcome possible, that when it's not executed, or it doesn't come through, or you've relied too much on other people doing their part for your manifestation, or their part for your dream, or their part for your goal, that it turns into disappointment. I hope that makes sense. Then we have that 3 of Pentacles in the middle. either you wrestling with the separation of manifestation, positive thinking, all of that, and how many times can I move so out of realistic expectation? And expectation is, oof, I kind of want to do a whole video, a whole Sunday special on expectation. But this brings, even with the Hermit and the Empress, the High Priestess upside down, we have an upgrade. We have an upgrade available in life. We have promotion. We have evolution. We have working together. So whether this is your guides and you working together, or because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of working together between these two energies. There's that third energy that the alchemy creates. It's bringing everyone to a better place. This is already so interesting, as I knew March would be, especially with Saturn moving into Pisces. Interestingly enough, we have the Hierophant in the current energy for Pisces. Pisces, I'm going to tell you right now that I haven't looked at all the cards, but I feel it, and I'm getting my physical confirmation. The whole point of Hermit is not that you were shunned away. It's not that you were rejected. It's not that you weren't acceptable or you felt terrible about yourself, and that's why you went into Hermit mode. The whole point of Hermit mode is that you go inward for more enlightenment, to level up without distraction. That's what the Hermit card is for. Leveling up without distraction. And that's kind of really essential for Pisces, right? But we don't want to hermit so hard that we let it get into that procrastinatory, depressive mode of operation where it depletes our energy, makes us feel sad. But you did that. You leveled up without the distraction. Let me clarify. That you did that was not that you got sad. You leveled up without distraction. Because this Hierophant here, who's got the, not the, I did the wrong one. He's got the rock and roll symbol, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, this person is trying to get there, or this is the other version of you that you're shedding. It's really such an interesting, but I feel the leveling up for you, Pisces. And I don't know that you've had the opportunity yet to test it out. I don't know that you've had the opportunity yet to test out your new leveling up, but it's there. That energy is there for you. In their energy, there's the strength. I'm already feeling on this energy, if this is a separate person, then they may have been unkind or put blame on you. Like you were responsible for making all of those things come true that they wanted to. All of that abundance, all of the things that they wanted to come to fruition, and they thought they could count on you, and now they can't. There's a lot about expectation on others' end over here. Hi, Tina. I'm going to put up a community post because it didn't even occur to me, but there were quite a few people that if I didn't have your email and you didn't get the notification that I'm just doing things differently, and I've separated from my previous affiliation position, I got a couple of emails where people were a little concerned that I had just stopped doing everything. You can always just go to SuzzyEvolutionary.com, and that is just all things, whether you want to make an appointment, look into community spaces, find out when I'm going to be live. I'm trying so hard, guys. I'm like not sleeping, trying to get set up to make everything as easy as possible for everyone else to like find me on YouTube, or when I'm going to go live. I have to figure out what way to like post my YouTube schedule on the website. But yes, the link should be in the description, but I'm still taking sessions and all of that. I just had to get everything set up so that I could do it. So it was a little bumpy. But I apologize for making anybody feel left like abandoned. I hate the idea that I did that to anybody. And so I'll put up a community post probably at the end of the day. Going back to our Pisces reading, I really feel like we have the Two of Swords and the alchemic energy between the Hierophant and the Strength upside down. There's a lot of major arcana for a 12 card reading. There's a good decent amount. And then we have court cards and we have an ace. I didn't think March was going to be a light reading. It really isn't. It really isn't a light reading. There's a big decision. For some of you lovely, wonderful Neptunian, cotton candy, unconditionally loving Pisces, boundaries has been a theme, and possibly been a theme in what feels like a rough way. Because that Mars in Gemini since the end of August has been squaring Pisces placements. At one point or another, it's almost done. At one point or another, it squared your placements. And when it did that, it probably brought you conflict with others. And it depends on how good you were at the boundaries and how well you negotiated, advocated, and litigated for yourself that you did that leveling up. And you may have gotten a little quiet, because Pisces can ghost when they feel overwhelmed. It's a protective measure. It's a trauma response. That would explain the Hermit card. But a lot of you got a lesson in boundaries the hard way. And I know that from my sessions, and I know that even from my friends with Pisces placements. A lot of you got boundaries the hard way. And so there is a decision right now between both parties, and or between you and yourself, and the old version of you and the new version of you as we evolve. It's nature. We can't stop it, right? This Two of Swords is at the root of a giant tree. In my humble opinion, that Two of Swords really speaks to something foundational that was bigger than just your exchange with this one person, this one energy, this one decision. This goes back to how hard it is to let people out of our lives, how hard it is to say, okay, that's enough. How hard it is when we say, I am rooting for you, but I can no longer exchange with you. And It's not just about this situation or this person, Pisces. This is about how you were taught to be nice, how you were taught to give others a chance. You know, even how like, you know, I was thinking about this. I was having conversation with somebody in the academic profession of counseling. And I said, it's funny because I don't know that when boundaries were a discussion 20, 30 years ago, they were talked about or looked at like this, because everything seems so black and white. And often, if a counselor, if a psychologist, or if a psychiatrist, hi Maui Muse, I believe that's Heidi, Connie Joe's Heidi. But if there is a practitioner of academic sense, credentialed counselor, that had been through a divorce or wasn't speaking to a part of their family, it was almost looked at like that person could not teach you how to mend things, because the focus for many decades has been, where did we go wrong that we can't fix something? And I want to say that again because it feels so important, my Pisces. Where are we broken? Where did we go wrong that we're not able to fix something or someone or a relationship? How were we being stubborn? How were we being selfish? How were we being myopic and only seeing one side of the story? That was always the focus when something was broken. And boundaries, toxicity, trauma response, these things were not put into the equation. So if you're older than 20 and you're watching this, it's highly likely that part of your foundational, look at how huge that tree is on the bottom. Look at the roots and the way the branches are spreading. If that mindset was indoctrinated into your belief system about yourself, your own worth, your own abilities, and your own sense of broken or well, then this, and I feel full physical confirmation right now saying this out loud, which is what my guides will do when they're like, talk about that. That is the thing. Were we taught to fix something that was in disrepair to our own detriment? Pisces kind of does that naturally with their cotton candy walls. Tell somebody you can't do that, and then kind of let them drift back in through those cotton candy walls. You may not treat me that way. I'm like, oh, let me give them another chance, right? And there's nothing wrong with opening yourself up. If you've evolved, then there's a good chance somebody else could be doing work and they're evolving, right? But it's that letting them fully prove it and showing them who you are before you put all of that expectation back into how it will turn out different. Before you get into this, oh my God, they're going to be so grateful because this time they're going to realize where they misstepped before, and they're going to be so grateful, and I'm going to be so grateful, and we're going to be so crazy in love, or this business partnership is going to be so abundant, or, you know, my family life is going to be less toxic because everyone will have respect for me now. There was judgment put on you if you couldn't fix, couldn't save a relationship, even to the point where it affected practitioners. Healthy boundaries and the understanding that you don't have to say that person is dead to me, but what you have to say is, I will not exchange with you on a deep level. I will not involve you in something so intricate in my life. you know, have you in and out of my home. Maybe that affects my kids. And it also probably could affect your finances, working with people, friendships. Just think about it, friendships. When, how many times, I want to say, like, raise your hands, class, if you've been on social media and you've seen that meme, is like, I've had the same friends for 35 years. Who else can say the real thing, say the same thing? You know, comment yes if you know how to be a real friend. That's so toxic. That is so toxic. Where were you taught that if you don't save this, that there's something wrong with you? We started out this reading with, you know, the difference between manifesting, and we're told quantum physics, right? If we manifest, you know, I joked about in the Virgo full moon thing. If you didn't see that, go watch that, because full moon energy lasts for 6 months. And we talk about deep ways that Virgo expresses itself in our charts, no matter whether you're a Virgo sun or not. But hi, Kit. But we talked about, in that Virgo video, I joked about, like, some of the best times to manifest is when you can't think. Your brain is really kind of on vacation. And one of the best times is it probably almost has to be by yourself, because I don't know if somebody would take it as an insult if you were to come to happiness and completion of intimacy and you started yelling, yes, 20K a month. Like, wait, that's not my name. So, I mean, it might be better if you're able to really focus, not worry about hurting anybody's feelings, if this is a self-service act. But when we come to that happiness of completion and intimacy with ourselves, that vibration, you're not thinking about, what am I doing wrong? You're not thinking about anything negative, and your body is so full of positive vibration, right? And that, in that moment, we're not supposed to say, I want to make 10K. We're supposed to be like, yes, I am making 10K a month, right? And so how do we separate that we're supposed to live in the reality now that we want to manifest for ourselves, right? We're supposed to write, like, I love my life. I am making this much a month. I am deeply, passionately in love with this person who cannot keep off of me. And we are both healthy. My kids are healthy, right? And we're supposed to write everything. My health is amazing. We're supposed to write everything as if it's happening now. So then how do we separate where the line drifts into expectations that others have to play a part in that, right? It's a really blurry line. And then we come back to feeling like we're still responsible for those other people to play their part in our manifestation, in our expectation, in our dreams, hopes, wishes, goals. And that's, we don't have control over somebody else's free will. We don't have control of what speed they heal. We don't have control over when they decide to do the work, right? This Two of Swords of when is enough enough? When do I say, I love you, I can no longer exchange. I have love for you, but I can no longer exchange with you because now it's become unhealthy to me. And now then we're just going to have two unhealthy people, which is the truth of it, right? We can give them space. We can keep evolving. We can lead by example and give them the choice. And maybe they'll evolve and your paths will still split apart. Because now there's somebody more suitable for both of you, whether that's business or personal. Maybe your siblings are people that you would never be in contact with if they weren't siblings. Maybe their trauma, you know, and I talk about this all the time, but sometimes our trauma responses are antiquated. Sometimes our what is that? Contraindicated when you have two medications that you can't take together, even if you need both of them. One person can need one kind of thing to soothe their trauma response for what they need to feel safe. And what the other person needs to feel safe is the thing that makes the other person feel unsafe. That's just an impasse. Without blame, without judgment. If we look into the energy that's coming up, I kind of feel like the messages are so deep we don't even have to clarify these. I'm going to take an oracle card instead. And normally I say, well, I have to clarify. I'm not clarifying because these messages are so clear. And with Saturn going into Pisces, you all are going to feel more grounded. You all are going to feel more grounded. And there's going to be a responsibility to the most vulnerable. And there's going to be paths to creativity. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay. King of Wands in reverse over here. Ace of Cups in others' future energy, and the Eight of Wands in between. What used to make you feel confident is different. And faking confidence is no longer going to be acceptable for you. Faking anything is politeness. When it gets in the way of your authenticity, is going to be something you will be examining coming up in April after all of the ingress. The ingress of Saturn and Pisces has already happened, right? But we still have the ingress of Pluto into Aquarius, and we still have the ingress of Mars finally out of Gemini into Cancer. So instead of squaring, it's going to be supportively trining your placements. Right? And not for 8 months either, where it feels like a constant challenge. I'm feeling this so deeply. Do you see how we've spread out? We've taken up space. It's a very masculine stance. I don't see this as being dispassionate. I see this as not letting everything through escapism almost. Not letting everything be like, oh, this is the next big thing, or I believe this person right away, or oh my God, I met this person, I could just tell we're going to be best friends. Like, I met this person at work and we're going to do this thing together and it's going to be the best thing ever. It's going to life change everything, right? So taking the time and not rushing in to the dream, to the cotton candy, to the clouds, right? I just want to go from the windows to the walls. There will be no posturing if it's not real. And we're not going to, for somebody else's sake and for politeness' sake, pretend to be super excited or let them bend our boundaries so that we can be someone else's hype person. We're not faking anything. We're not. Okay, Pisces. In this other, we have an Ace of Cups. Now, this might come in as an apology for somebody who put too much expectation and wanted you to be the difference and wanted you to change everything. And then when it didn't happen like that, because you know, there's a phrase that's like, jealousy is a disease, get well soon, bitch. It feels like for a while here, this person had maybe a little bit of envy, maybe a little bit of resentment towards you or was unkind or tried to guilt you into feeling like you were responsible for their dreams. And that's when you had enough, and because you leveled up without distraction. Normally, I think that they would say the right things. They would make a gesture. They would just speak poetry of inspiration and poetry of support, like just turn that phrase so beautifully, and that you would like get all excited again and be inspired again, right? And I don't think that that's happening. And what that's going to bring is an apology and a lot of conversation, Pisces. I'm going to pull from the new deck that I received. I'm loving these oracle cards, right? There's just, I need a place for them. And I don't know if anybody else watches The Office, but I need like mega desk with all my cards. And then I have healing jars everywhere and my stones. And then quite honestly, I have the thing for my incense, a thing, abalone shell to like safely burn dragon's blood or whatever I have going, or rosemary. And I have my vitamins, and I have the remotes for the lights on top of all of the cards. And then I need space for the cards. And then obviously I have all the equipment. It's crazy. I need like a big half circle desk. In a perfect world, right? That's too many. Let's get one just for Pisces. Then I'm going to grab my bagel and we're going to do, I love that. Say more. I'm going to grab my bagel and, okay, we're going to do one of these. Got it. Okay. I'm about to read to you all. There we go. These cards are stunning. This is the White Light Oracle. It was a gift from one of my lovely clients, who all started out, I mean, I think everybody starts out finding me on YouTube one way or the other. Sacred Scar. Your inner and outer scars marks your soul's courage. They are signs of strength and survival, of your willingness to be alive. The sacred scar speaks of that which once caused pain, being transformed into higher knowledge and inner power. Yes, trauma shall be transformed through spiritual initiation, leading you from woundedness to wisdom. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You can trust your healing process. And in the hidden higher purpose behind things happening as they do, you are strong and you shall flourish on all levels. I love it. And I love all of you. I love you, Pisces. Now you love you. Oh, I reorganize it. My Virgo rising, Doretha, I feel you. I reorganize it about twice a week. It's just too much. I need other layer. I need another shelf. It's what I need. It's geography, it's space. But oh, absolutely. And then I ignore other things that I should organize because this is like the space I'm focused on. All right, guys. In about 5 minutes, I'll be back here for Cancer. I love you. Know you love you. Bye, everyone.